So you are ready to start a podcast and you are trying to figure out what equipment you want to purchase. You need to figure out what software you need and just all the things when it comes to podcasting. So if you're interested in learning more about how to actually get your podcast started, what equipment and software you need to purchase for your new podcast, then stay tuned because I got you, girl. I got you. Of course, my name is Lashawnda Smith and I am a content creator and content strategist. And this video excites me because it's the beginning of the year. And I know at the beginning of the year, everyone is either starting their YouTube channel for their business, starting their podcast for their business, or you might be a little optimistic and you may be trying to start both at the same time, okay? But either way, I know when I first started my podcast, I had tons of questions. I watched so many YouTube videos on what I needed to buy. And I will say, like, the videos really helped me figure out what equipment I needed to purchase, what was going to be best for me. So that's why I wanted to create this video. Now that I have a little bit more experience when it comes to what's working for my podcast, what's working for my setup for my podcast. So this is not a how to start a podcast video. I have that one coming up in a future videos. This is for the logistics side. So we're going to start, I have my notes right here on the side, but we're going to start with the equipment because I feel that once you have your podcast brainstorm, you need to know what equipment you need to purchase first before you do anything else. Everything that I talk about is going to be in the description box and in the comment section as well, so that you could just easily click the link and purchase what you need. And we are going to talk about mics first. So as you can see, I'm using this mic right now to record my audio for this video. I love this mic. This is actually a new mic that I just purchased recently. Me and my fiance both have this mic. I have another one right here. And I also have a Blue Yeti, which I'm going to cover. But if you are starting out, I recommend you purchase this mic right here because this mic is bae. Like, listen to the audio quality when it comes to this mic, and then you just make your decision. I want to say we got this mic on sale for like $50. I think that the regular price for this mic is like maybe $79.99 or something like that. But this mic was on Amazon. That's how I ordered it. And I'm gonna actually show you the box real quick. So it came in this box right here. Hold on, make sure it ain't upside down. It came in this box right here. This is the name of the podcast mic. I don't know how to pronounce that. Fifine. That's what we're going to go with. But there's a lot of reasons why I like this mic and why I recommend this mic for one. So one of the things that I really like about this mic is the fact that it is both USB-C compatible and it is also XLR compatible. So a lot of the mics, like the Blue Yeti that I have, it was only USB compatible. And don't get me wrong, that was okay when I first started. But now that me and Michael are planning on having a couples podcast, we really need to be able to record with two different mics, and I felt limited when it came to that. Now, I am personally using a USB-C port in order to record from this mic, and I basically have the USB-C cord plugged into my laptop right now. So that's how you're able to utilize the audio. But another thing that I didn't realize you would be able to do with this mic is actually record your mic audio through your phone. So my fiance actually does TikToks and he does YouTube videos, and he actually records his audio straight through his phone. Now, the reason why I don't have it set up like that is because for some reason it don't work on my phone. I have tried to set up this mic through like just plugging it into my phone. And unfortunately, I think my phone is just an older model. Michael has he has a Samsung A53, I want to say. And I don't even know what I got. I got a Samsung something, but let's just say it's old. It's so old that it's still on 3G and we're at 5G now. So I've had this phone for multiple years. And so I think that that's why it's not compatible with mine. But if you're starting your podcast with your phone, then being able to use this mic and plug it into your phone is going to be ideal because you don't have to worry about having additional software to record your audio and all those things. But I don't want to get into all of those logistics, but that's why I recommend this mic. I also like the fact that this mic has like a little click button and it's almost like touch censored. So when you touch this button, it actually turns the mic off. And then when you tap it again, it turns the mic on. So it's just like those little details that I really, really like about this. And it's very inexpensive. So this is the first option that you can go with when it comes to what kind of mic you want. All right. So this is the second option that you can purchase if you are looking for a mic for your podcast. This is called the Blue Yeti. I have a black one. They have them in different colors as well. I think they have different colors for the other mic too. But if you want, you can see the quality difference. I didn't notice the difference until after I started using the new mic that I have. And I personally like the other mic better than this mic now when it comes to the audio quality. But I think that the Blue Yeti is a really good, affordable option when it comes to starting your podcast as well. I will say that I also have this pop filter on here. This is not included, at least not in the one that I purchased. Normally it just has, I'm actually taking it off. It normally just starts with this. And I mean, the quality still sounds good. The only big difference is when you start doing like pop words and all those other things, sometimes the volume can like really spike. And this kind of helps to muffle. Let me put it back on. This kind of helps to muffle and balance out your sound without having any, high pitched, low pitched, like things like that. I did used to use this right here. This is also a pop filter, and you basically just attach this to the Blue Yeti and put it in front like this. The reason why I stopped using this is because it wasn't as aesthetically pleasing. I mean, it got the job done, but I wanted something a little more aesthetically pleasing at first. And this actually came with something else. So I'm going to talk about that. I didn't actually even purchase this pop filter. It came with something else that I purchased, which I was actually shocked. The downside to the Blue Yeti is that you have to plug this into like your computer. You cannot plug this up into your phone, at least not to my knowledge. Maybe if you have a newer phone model, it might work for you. But in my experience, I had to use this by plugging it into my laptop in order to get it to work. And sometimes I'm trying to get to the point where like when I'm recording my videos for YouTube, I want to use the mics that I have. So I wanted a mic personally that I could use that would plug into my phone. And so I found that that was really, really helpful. But the Blue Yeti is, I mean, the audio is better than just using your phone's audio or just not having anything. And I want to say the Blue Yeti is around $100 if I'm not mistaken. This also doesn't have the XLR compatibility. So you are at the mercy of plugging it in through your USB, the older USB thing, and then plugging it into your computer. So this is the second option. So the next thing I want to talk about just very briefly is that if you are starting a podcast, you're going to need some type of computer, laptop, some type of access to bring everything together, because you need to be able to extract your audio and be able to plug it into whatever hosting platform you're utilizing. Don't start the whole thing with just your phone. You need to have some type of laptop or computer in order to bring everything together. And that's going to bring me to the next thing. And now we're going to talk about mic stands. So I love this boom stand that I have right here. I'm going to actually try to bring my camera out a little bit just so you can see the full thing. So hold on one second. All right, so I moved over just a little bit, or moved my camera just a little bit, just so you can see the full thing. So this is actually attached to my desk, and I love this boom mic because you can actually move this wherever you need. Some people, they have their mic where it's like turned upside down. I personally like the way this looks right here. For me, when you're talking about aesthetics and what's ideal for, how you want your podcast to look, especially if you're planning on doing a video podcast, this right here, if you can get this to hook up to your desk, obviously you're gonna need some type of desk to attach it to. Just want to throw it out there. But if you are planning on doing an audio and video podcast, this boom mic is what I recommend, especially if you're just doing a solo podcast. Now you can have two, and you have one boom mic on this side and you have a boom mic on the other side. That's what I think me and my fiance are going to start with, because he also has a boom mic, or a boom stand, and it just really works well. So what happens is when your mic comes with a cord, and then you just wrap your cord around this, and they actually come with attachments to be able to keep your cord in place and not have it just being all over the place. So it makes it look really clean. It makes it look really polished. And this is on Amazon. I got this on Amazon. I can't remember how much it was, but it was very affordable, and it just makes it look a lot more polished. Now, if you do get the Blue Yeti, it does come with this stand automatically. You can take the Blue Yeti off of this and attach it to this. What I found is that when I did that, I couldn't really move it around the way I wanted to because it wasn't set up on something like this. This mic actually comes with, I don't know what this is called, but the mic it allows the mic to be pointed towards you. Another thing that I want to talk about with the Blue Yeti while I'm thinking about it, you can't use the Blue Yeti and have it turned this way. So if you had a stand that you were using for this and you want it to be facing you, the Blue Yeti actually doesn't pick up the audio from this way. It has to be straight up. And so when I was trying to use the Blue Yeti and attach it to this, it just didn't work properly enough for it to make sense. And I didn't want to buy any additional attachments to go to the Blue Yeti because I was honestly ready to get another mic. And this one is just more convenient because it has this attachment on it where you can kind of move this however you want, and you have a lot more flexibility when it comes to this one when you're using something like this type of stand. Now I'm going to show you the second option for a stand for your podcast. So this is another option when it comes to the stand that you use for your mic. Now this one is a lot more popular when it comes to having podcasts with multiple hosts. So you'll see like they may be on the couch and they're using like this type of mic, and there's multiple ways that you can set this up. Now obviously it's just me, so you're just seeing little old me on here. But I like this one as well because when you are creating like a video podcast, this one is going to come in clutch when you are trying to curate what your setup is going to look like. So like I said, if you plan on having like an actual setup where you're going to have like the two couches and it's definitely going to be where you're having like cameras panning to different people, then this one is also a good option as well. Now, even if you're doing a solo podcast and you're doing video, then this one is really great as well because you can have your own solo couch and you have a hands-free way to use your mic versus having to have a table. So if you don't want to use a table for your setup, then this one just goes on the floor. You can actually extend this out pretty far. Hold on. You can extend this out. You can kind of move this around. I'm gonna just move it around. So you have a lot of flexibility when it comes to this one. If you're doing an audio only podcast, you don't need all of this. You could probably set up with just like your mic on the table or using the desk stand for your podcast mic, and you'll just be fine. But if you're doing a video podcast, you definitely could consider doing one of these. And this one is also inexpensive. Obviously, you would need this one for every person that's going to be speaking on your podcast. So if you're doing different interviews and just different things like that, you'll want to make sure that you have the podcast mic and this stand for each person that's going to be on the podcast. Now, I'm using like this pink cord that I purchased from Walmart, and I love pink, y'all. If y'all haven't noticed already, this is how I'm doing it, and I just have it plugged into my laptop. My laptop is way over there, so I will say make sure you get a good size cord. I think this one is a 10-foot cord, a 6-foot or a 10-foot cord. If you plan on doing something like this, you're probably going to have to get a longer cord that's 6 to 10 feet, depending on where your setup is and how far away things are. But just get you an additional cord. Again, I'll link that stuff in the description box as well. All right, so let me get back to my original setup and then we'll go over some other details. Now let's talk about headphones. So technically headphones are optional. I'm only wearing them today because I know that some people are going to want to purchase headphones. So these are actually Bluetooth compatible. I didn't purchase these headphones for my podcast, if I'm being honest. I just purchased them because I needed some Bluetooth compatible noise canceling headphones just to listen to music or when I'm editing. But these are also a great option to use when you are wanting to hear yourself in your podcast. So it's kind of hard to explain, but like whenever you hook your headphones up to your podcast mic, you can actually hear yourself talking in your headphones. And what I used to use for my headphones was actually these, and I've always used headphones when I've done my podcast just because I like hearing myself to hear the quality of the audio. But I used to just use these little cheap headphones. I plugged them into my Blue Yeti and I called it a day. Technically, you do not have to hear yourself when you are recording your podcast, but I'm gonna tell you, it's best to hear yourself and not need it, and you know that the audio is doing what it's supposed to do, then you think that your audio is recording and you accidentally have it on mute and you done recorded 20-30 minutes and you ain't even got no audio, because this is almost like a second way of knowing for sure that your mic is on. You will run into you accidentally muting your mic and not even paying attention, and then you just done wasted all that time. So I will link these headphones. I don't know what they're called, but these are some really good quality headphones. And I paid, I want to say, about $50 for these headphones. But look how pretty they are. They have black ones. I would definitely get the black ones if you're getting it specifically for your podcast. Definitely get the black ones. If you're doing an audio only podcast, I definitely recommend you get some headphones so that you can make sure that you hear what you're saying and make sure that everything is recording. It does come, I'm gonna show you what it comes with. It comes in this cute little box. So this is like a portable, like if you're on the go and you want to take your headphones with you. And look at the inside. It's like this soft, cushiony inside that comes with this. And it also comes with this cord right here, which is detachable. And that's what makes it Bluetooth compatible. So you can either plug it into something or you could just not use it at all and just strictly use it for Bluetooth. And then it also comes with this cord as well so that you can charge it too. So these headphones are really good quality. I personally really like these headphones. And if you are looking for some headphones, then I will make sure to link these, or just start with the headphones that you have. Just make sure that it has the auxiliary cord that can plug into here, because it's not USB pluggable. Like, you have to have the auxiliary port to be able to utilize these type of headphones. And then a couple of other things that I will mention, just some honorable mentions, just, you know, to make it easier for you. You can purchase a hard drive. I have this hard drive for my YouTube channel, but I have it primarily for video. So if you're doing a video podcast, you're going to need a hard drive because your computer is going to run out of space. Your phone is eventually going to run out of space, and you're going to need something where you can remove your videos onto another device. You can start with a USB if you want, but this is, I want to say, 1 terabyte of storage. Every year I buy a new hard drive for that year's content. Now, I haven't purchased one recently, but I was able to use this hard drive for my YouTube channel for 2 years before needing to get another one. I am going to get another one because it's almost full, but definitely get your hard drive if you're going to be recording a lot of podcast content via video. Now, the audio files itself do not take a lot of space. So if you're doing audio only, you probably won't have to get this, but if you're doing video, you definitely need to get you a hard drive. Also, a remote. This is also for video podcasters. As you can see, like, I'm recording this video with my phone, and this just keeps it easier for you to be able to hit record on your camera without having to constantly get up to hit record. This is a game changer, okay? Get you one of these, get you one of these. Once you have, especially for podcasting, once you have everything set up, you don't want to have to get up to hit record on your camera, or if this one is specifically for your phone, you don't want to have to get up to hit record on your phone and then hurry up and come and sit back down and get your mic back readjusted the way you want. So the goal is for you to be able to set up your phone, have it in position, get your audio, your Audacity, or whatever you're going to be using to record your audio. If you're not recording it straight to your phone, and then use this to go ahead and hit record. It's just going to save you so much unnecessary time trying to hurry up and get everything. And this is really, really inexpensive. Let's talk about cameras. I recommend you start with your phone. I can't advocate to this enough. Do not go out and buy a whole bunch of equipment at the very beginning stages unless you are really committing to this podcast. Like, no, this is going to be your primary way of delivering content, because podcasting can get up there after you're purchasing everything. Because again, if you're doing a solo podcast, you got to get the mic. You might potentially have to get the stand, the boom stand, or like the stand that you can put on the ground. And if you're doing a podcast with multiple people, each thing that you have to get more than one. So if there's 2 hosts, then you need 2 mics, you need 2 stands, you need 2 of everything in order to get started. And so if you could just start recording for the video portion with your phone, if you're doing a solo podcast, then that's going to be ideal to at least get you started. Now, if you do absolutely want to get you a camera, I'm not going to recommend a specific camera just yet because I still record with my phone. I would recommend you do your research, but make sure that the camera that you get is, for one, it either has an adapter available where you can have ongoing recording without your battery dying, and also make sure that you get a camera that does not stop recording automatically after a certain amount of time. So I have a Canon T3i Rebel. It's a DSLR camera. It's an older model, but one of the things that I didn't like about recording video content on that was, for one, you had to manually adjust all of the settings. And then 2, it automatically stopped recording after I want to say like 15 to 20 minutes. So if you were in the process of recording something, anything over 20 minutes, it was just going to stop. And there are definitely cameras out there that will automatically stop after you hit a certain time frame. So you want to make sure that your camera is not going to do that if you plan on utilizing that for your podcast episodes, because the podcast run over. You'll probably do anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes on a solo podcast, but you can easily go up to an hour if you're doing a podcast with another host. So you want to make sure that your camera is going to be able to record that amount of time in order to make sure that it's just not too much going on. Before I wrap up talking about cameras, I also want to make sure I mention, if you are doing a podcast with multiple people, you want to have a total of 3 cameras. Just to start, you want a camera for each host, and then you want a main camera. So the main camera should be in the middle. It should be able to capture everybody. And then each person that's going to be talking on the podcast should have their own camera facing them specifically. So in post-production, you can kind of curate it where it's like panning to different people at different times whenever they're talking. And so you want to make sure that you have that set up as well and purchase the cameras to allow you to do that. So this is my entire podcast setup right here. And the last thing that I'm going to say you need to purchase is this ring light. Okay. I had to show you in order to kind of drive the point home. Don't be looking at my background because I got a lot of stuff going on back there. So mind your business. Okay. But the whole point is I wanted to show you this ring light. Now, luckily I have a window right here. So I'm using a lot of natural light to get the video quality that I have, but also this ring light ensures that even if the sun goes down or if the cloud comes over, that my video quality is going to look good and my lighting quality is going to be where I want it. And so I have my tripod right here. This is if you're using your phone to record, I would recommend you get this tripod. I'm going to actually show you what it looks like because we have 2. This tripod right here is what I would recommend. It comes with a camera remote. So like I mentioned earlier, if you're doing a video podcast, you're definitely going to want the Bluetooth remote, and this tripod actually comes with it, and it extends out to allow you to record with your phone. And I absolutely love this freaking tripod. So the ring light and the tripod, get you one of those if you're doing any type of video content, and especially if you're doing your video podcast. I have my Audacity going. It's not recording right now because I'm using the phone's audio right now, but my Audacity is set up so that when I am recording through the podcast mic, this is like how you want everything to be set up. I do also want to mention too, while I'm on these topics, that this stand also has an area where you can hang your headphones. So now you know what equipment you need to purchase for your new podcast. If you're just like, girl, this is a lot. This is a lot. I don't know how I'm about to do all of this. Like, I hear you. It sounds good, but like, I feel like I need extra assistance when it comes to setting up everything. I have something that is perfect for you that will allow you to kind of streamline this process and just take you step by step and make it easier for you to actually get everything done. So I'm going to recommend that you sign up for my 30-day Start the Dang Podcast Challenge. It is like a mini course, but it basically tells you exactly what you need to do each week to get your podcast started and launched within the next 30 days. So this is kind of like an overview of what you need to do. Kind of like, okay, this is the stuff that you need. Now you go out here, get your stuff, figure out how to do it. The 30-day Start the Dang Podcast Challenge is literally going to show you exactly how to do everything. So when you get your mic, it's going to tell you how to set up your mic. It's going to tell you how to set up Audacity. It's going to teach you how to record your first episode, because that's what's coming next. When you get your mic, you're going to be like, okay, you said this thing, Audacity, how do I use that? In this course, it's going to show you exactly how to use Audacity, how to set it up, how to plug in and get your podcast mic going, how to record your first podcast, and it's even going to show you how to use Buzzsprout and get listed on the platform and get your podcast actually available for people to listen to it. So if you're like, girl, I need it. Like this is what I need. I need something that's going to take me step by step. I'm going to drop the link below to sign up for my 30-day Start the Dang Podcast Challenge. So that way you can go ahead and get started and you'll have a launch podcast within the next 30 days when you go through that course. I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. if you have any other podcasting questions, definitely drop them in the comment section below, because like I said, in a future video, I am going to be telling you the basics of how to start your podcast for beginners. But until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.